Hari Om and good morning. Welcome to the VEDIC education program organized by Sugam Samkhaaraa in collaboration with Sri Gayathri Peetam, endorsed and approved by Ministry of Education of Malaysia and sponsored by Tiruchi. We will start. My name is Tina and I'll be conducting your class today. We will start today's class with universal prayer in both English and Tamil.
O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto Thee. Thou art omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. Thou art Satchit Ananda, existence, knowledge, bliss. Thou art the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion, and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and to control the mind. Free us from egoism, lust, greed, anger, hatred, and jealousy. Fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold Thee in all these names and forms. Let us serve Thee in all these names and forms. Let us ever remember Thee. Let us ever sing Thy glories. Let Thy name be ever on our lips. Let us abide in Thee forever and ever. Om Tat Sat. கருணையும் அன்பும் நிறைந்த இறைவா, எல்லா உயிர்களிலும் ஊடுருவி எங்கும் நிறைந்து சர்வ வல்லமையும் பொருந்திய சர்வக்ஞ ஞான சச்சிதானந்த பரம்பொருளாம் உம்மை வணங்கி பணிகின்றோம். மெய்ப்பொருள் காணும் உள்ளம், சமநோக்கு, நிலை பெற்ற மனம், சிரத்தை, பக்தி, ஞானம் இவைகளை எங்களுக்கு அருள்வீராக. ஆணவம், காமம், பேராசை, கோபம், வெறுப்பு இவைகளிலிருந்து எங்களை விடுவித்து எங்கள் உள்ளங்களில் தூய தெய்வீக குணங்களை நிரப்புவீராக. எல்லா உருவங்களிலும் பெயர்களிலும் உம்மையே தரிசித்து சேவை செய்வோமாக. எந்நேரமும் உம்மையே சிந்திப்போமாக. என்றென்றும் உமது புகழை பாடுவோமாக. எப்போதும் எங்களது நாவினில் உமது திருநாமம் விளங்குக. என்றென்றும் உம்முள்ளே நிலை பெற்று விளங்குவோமாக. ஓம் தத் சத்.
So this week is your lesson 11. So it is devotional practice at home. So what we will look into today's class is the overview of what is devotional practice, what is devotion, and then how you can practice it at home. And then we will have a recap session on what we have learned today and exercises based on what is in your book. Okay, so once today's class end, you will be able to identify different types of devotional practices that can be conducted at home. You'll be able to perform devotional practices at home, able to understand the meaning of devotion, and also able to differentiate different types of devotion. So let's start with what is devotion. So devotion is bhakti. Bhakti meaning a service that you do or an action that you do wholeheartedly without expecting anything in return, and you are devoted to the Lord. That is the meaning of devotion. Okay, you are a devotee, you are devoted to the Lord is an with different types of action is known as devotion. Okay, so what we will look into is what are the types of devotion, what are the actions that you can perform, and also how many types of devotees are there. So we will look into detail. I'll give you the meaning of it and also short stories on how you so that you can understand better how you can do this devotion and how these actions are performed those days, and also actions that you can do at home as well. So as I covered earlier, devotion is bhakti. You are devoted to the Lord, and then we'll look into what are the types of devotion. There are total 9 types of devotion or action that you can perform to show your devotion to the Lord. And then there are 4 types of devotee. Devotee meaning you are the devotee. Okay, so the one who prays to is the devotee. Okay, so these are the 9 types of devotion. So the first one is Shravana. Shravana is listening to stories that exemplify the glories of the Lord. That means how you show your devotion is by listening to stories from someone or from watching a movie. All this, you are listening to a story that glorifies the Lord. For example, if I give you one example, if you in your last few weeks ago, the class of Dashavatar, Vishnu, the fourth avatar, Narasimha, Prahlad, when he was in his mother's womb, Kayadu's womb, Narada would have told him stories of Vishnu, lot and lot of stories of the glories of the Lord. So when he was born, he became a great devotee of Vishnu, who actually saved him from getting killed by his father. So this is example of Shravana. Second example is type of devotion is Kirtana. Kirtana meaning you are singing devotional songs praising the Lord. It can be a bhajan, it can be a tirumurai, it can be any songs that you learn in your music class, any of this. So it is singing devotional songs praising the Lord. Okay. There's one devotee in the name of Mirabai. She used to show her devotion to Krishna. She was a great devotee of Krishna by singing songs. That comes under Kirtana. Third one is Smarana. Smarana is remembering in the form of prayer, japa, or contemplation. I'll go in detail what is prayer and japa later in the class. But overall, what they do here is they do puj. They either do they chant the mantra, pertaining their favorite deity. Okay, another example is same like just now I told Prahlad, right? When his father is trying to kill him, he will chant Om Namo Narayana, and every time he'll get escape from the many ways that the father tries to kill him by trampling with elephant, putting him in the fire, all these ways. Whenever he chant the mantra Om Namo Narayana, he'll get saved. So this is example for Smarana. The fourth one is Pada Sevana. Pada Sevana is serving at the feet of the Lord through worship. It can be any type of service. So either if in a temple, you go and sweep the temple, you go clean the temple, you go and help in a way in the temple. All these come under Pada Sevana. As such, there was one devotee in those days in the name of Kannamma. So Kannamma was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. And at that time, Rajaraja Cholan was also a great devotee of Shiva. He intended to build a temple for Lord Shiva in Tanjavur. So what he did, he find all the workers and they started to build the temple. And Kannamma is very poor. She does not have money to contribute to the building of the temple. So one thing that she could do was that she can prepare buttermilk. So what she did every day without fail, she will prepare buttermilk, and then she will give it to all the workers that is those are who building the temple. Every day, morning and evening, she'll make the buttermilk, she'll go and give it to the workers. And finally, it took many years for the temple to be built, because it's a big temple. So every day without fail for the many years she did that. And finally the temple was about reaching completion. There was one stone left to be placed on the in the temple. And that time, in Rajaraja Cholan's dream, Lord Shiva came and told, this final stone, you can find it in Kannamma's backyard. So this Rajaraja Cholan will go and find who is this Kannamma, go to her house, and then will ask her, can you give me this stone? I got this dream. I want to place it in the temple. Kannamma, being a big devotee of Lord Shiva, should be happily, she will give the stone to Rajaraja Cholan. And that stone, they will place it as the final stone in the temple, and the entire temple will be completed. So this is one way of Pada Sevanas, doing service to the Lord through worship. Next one is Archana. Archana is when you go to temple, you see the priest, they will offer flowers and they will chant the names of the Lord. This is one type of devotion as well. Okay, it is Archana. During puja, they will offer flowers and they will chant the various names of the Lord. That is Archana. Next is Vandana. Vandana is same like how you show Vanakam, same like that. It's an adoration by offering various forms of salutation. So one example of Vandana is Akrura, who is the uncle of Krishna. What he will do, he was a great devotee of Krishna. So wherever Krishna walks, He will go and touch the place and pray. That is one example of Vandana. Next is Dasya. Dasya meaning performing actions in service of the Lord. That means you are doing service for the Lord. Okay, example of this is Hanuman. So when once Rama was coronated as the king of Ayodhya, so everyone wanted to help him in some way. So like his brothers will do take care of this, his wife took care of something. Everyone did something that will ease his job once he became the king. So once Hanuman saw that everyone has something to do, he went and asked Rama, "What can I do? Everyone has taken some task. I don't have anything to show my devotion to you." So what Rama will say, there's one task left. Can you help to do that? Then Hanuman will ask, what is the task? So he will say, every time I get down from the throne, someone needs to take and put the stool so that I can get down as a step for me to get down from my throne. No one is doing that currently. Can you do that? So Hanuman, being a great devotee, he's a great devotee of Rama. So he will say yes, and everyone will be very jealous because as Rama comes down from the throne, he has to put the stool, and when he goes up also, he has to put the stool, and he has to be with Rama all the time because you don't know when he's going to get up and when he is going to go up. So everyone is very jealous because this way Hanuman gets to be very close with Lord Rama. So this is one way of showing the devotion, dasya. The eighth one is sakya. Sakya means friendship. So showing a devotion with an attitude of friendship. So a story for this is Sudama and Krishna. So Sudama and Krishna were childhood friends, and Krishna is a king, and Sudama was a very poor person. Okay, so one day, what his wife said, "We are very poor, we don't have food to eat. Why don't you go and ask your friend Krishna? He's very rich, he will be able to help you." Sudama was very reluctant. He said, "How can I ask help from my friend? I'm very shameful. I don't know how to ask." So his wife said, "Naman, you just go and ask. He sure will help you because he is your friend." And then what Sudama will say, okay, he said he will go. But then whenever you visit someone, only you will bring some gift or something to show your gesture to the guest, right? So what Sudama will bring is because he's very poor, he only ate puffed rice at his home, and he knows that Krishna's favorite is puffed rice. So you'll take that puffed rice and you'll go in and meet Krishna. So Krishna recognizes him and he will invite him to the house, and then they will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and then he will give the puffed rice, and Krishna will happily eat the puffed rice, and he will never ask for help. Sudama will never ask for help because he was very reluctant. He will go back. So once he reach home, he will see his entire house is transformed into a big palace. His wife all is adorned with jewelry, nice clothes. Kids all will have nice clothes and everything. At that time, he realized every time when Krishna actually ate the puffed rice, his uh, his richness actually increased. So this is one way of devotion with an attitude of friendship. The last one is Atma Nivedana. Atma Nivedana is surrendering oneself to the Lord. That means you don't expect anything in return. All you do is just pray with devotion and surrendering yourself. So one example of Atma Nivedana is same in your Dashavatar story, the fifth avatar Vamana. When the demon king Mahabali, he actually told Vamana, you can take 3 steps of land. So once the Vamana grew into a big giant and he put one step, there was no place to put another step. So what Mahabali will tell is, I'm surrendering myself to you. Please put your step on me, because he want to keep up to his word as he promised. So what Vamana will do, he will step on, he said, as the third step. So this is Atma Nivedana, the last one, which is surrendering oneself to the Lord. So these are the 9 type of devotion, how those days people show devotion to the Lord. Okay, Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Padasevana, Archana, Vandana, Dasya, Sakya, and Atma Nivedana. Okay. Next, we will look into different type of devotees. So there are 4 different types of devotees. The first one is Artha. So Artha is type of devotee, they only remember the Lord during when they face problem. Otherwise, they don't remember the Lord at all. They go and pray only when they face problem. Example, tomorrow is your exam. You never study today. So what you do? You get up early in the morning, go stand in the altar. God, please help me. I need to get A for this exam. You go put tinuru and you go and sit for the exam. That kind of devotees comes under artha. That means you remember the God only because you got problem now. You need to get A, but you never study, so you want to get A. So those type of devotees come under artha. The second type is Jichnasu. Jichnasu are a type of devotee. Why they pray or why they want to know about Hinduism is because for their self knowledge, not because they are devotee or anything. They just want to learn something. That comes under Jichnasu. Okay, one example of this is Nachiketas. Okay, I'm not going to go very detailed in what is Nachiketas is. Story of Nachiketas. I'll share you a link after this class so that you can read in detail the story of Nachiketas and how he is known as he comes under the category of Jichnasu. Okay, and the third type of devotee is Artarti. Artarti are type of devotee who they pray only because they want something in return. That means they want a thing or they want some kind of money. Only then they go and pray, God, please give me this. I will do anything for you after this. Once they get, they forget. Those are the kind of devotee that comes under Artarti. Someone who prays only when they want something. This one in stories you can see most of the demons they do this. So like just now I shared the story of Prahlad, right? His father Hiranyakashipu, what he did because he wanted to be very powerful and he wants to be very strong. What he will do meditation to Brahma for many years. He'll meditate and meditate and meditate, and finally Brahma will be pleased by his meditation and will give him a boon that he cannot be killed by any man or animal, he cannot be killed using any weapon. All these boons he will give him. And once he get this boon, he go and terrorize everyone, go and kill everyone. So this one comes under Artarti, someone who pray only to desire to achieve something. Okay, another example of artha, sorry, I forgot to mention, is in Mahabharata. I think in next few class you'll learn Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, when in once the Pandavas lose their dice game, Dushasana will actually disrobe Draupadi's sari. At that time, she will surrender herself and she will put her hand up and call for Krishna. And Krishna will actually give her the sari. So that is one example of artha as well. And the last one is Jnani. Jnani is the highest level of devotee. That means the top. And why they are at the top is they don't expect anything in return. They every day they will pray. They show their appreciation to the Lord just by being there. They don't expect anything, or they are just pleased with what they have and they are happy with what they have. So those are the type of devotee known as Jnani. So they are the highest level. Artha is the first one, the lowest level, and then followed by Jichnasu, and then Artarti, and then the last at the top is Jnani. So these are the 4 types of devotees. Next. So just now we saw 9 types of devotion, and then we saw 4 types of devotees. So the 9 types of devotion is how those days people show their devotion to the Lord. Now what we will see is how you can show your devotion at home without the same devotions that just now we saw examples like that, how you can do it at home. That's what we're going to see in today's class. Okay, so these are the many types of ways that you can show your devotion. Okay, the one that is in X is something that you don't do it at home, you do it outside your house. So this Yatra Vrata is pilgrimage that you go to different places and pray. So this one I will cover in not next class, the following class. This is Yatra Vrata, and Prashita Vrata also I'll cover in the next class. Okay, so these two which is in cross I won't cover today. So the rest of it I will cover today. I'll give you detail what is how you do it, how you need to do it, and what is the benefits of doing it. Okay, the first one is puja vrata, second one is upavasa vrata, then japa vrata, mauna vrata, and pratiknya. Okay, so we'll start with puja. So puja is something that you do mentally and also verbally. That means you talk, you chant, and then you also pray in your mind. And how you do it is, there are many ways that you can do this puja. There are ways like, there's 5-step puja, there are 16-step puja, and there are 64 steps puja. The steps here meaning actions. There are 5 actions that you need to do, or 16 actions, or 64 actions. Normally at home, we do the 5-step because it's very easy and it's something that you can get from in your house, around in your surroundings. The 16 steps and 64 steps are normally done on special occasion. Like the 16 steps is done during a special puja at your home. When you first move into the house, you will do a puja, right? At that time, normally they will do the 16 steps. The 64 steps are normally done in temple during special occasion, during the Kumbhabhishekam, all these they will do the 64 steps. I mean, there are 64 actions that they will do to the Lord, like bathing the Lord with honey, then butter, the sandanam or water, rose water, and all these. So those are the actions that are known as steps here. So what we will cover today is the 5-step puja, which you can do at home easily. Okay. And one important thing in this 5-step puja is choosing a deity. A deity here is the Ishta Devata. That means for some reason you will like Ganesha better, or for some reason you will like Muruga more than anyone else. For some reason you will like Hanuman. So everyone has their own preference on their Ishta Devata. So it's good if you have your favorite deity. If not, if you want to pray to all common, it's also fine. It's up to you, because there are some families, like generation after generation, they have their own deity that they pray to, known as Kula Devata. That means for many years in your family, generation after generation, you pray to this specific deity only, or you pray to this specific god. That is your family heritage. So it is your own preference or your family's preference of choosing a deity. Okay. So this 5-step puja that I mentioned just now is known as Pancha Upachara Puja. So it's a panch means 5. So there are 5 types of action that you need to perform while doing this puja. And the first step, very important step in all the puja, is taking shower. Bathing is the very first step. By bathing, you're actually not only cleansing yourself, you're cleansing your mind and forgetting all the distraction that you have in your life. Okay, any distraction. So that's the first step. Go clear your mind, take shower, cleanse yourself. First step. Second step, go in front of the altar, and then you chant Om 3 times. Why you chant Om 3 times is, as a before you start the entire process, you want to focus, keep your mind focused, take away all the distractions that you have, and so that you can continue all the other steps easily. So that means you're calming yourself down, and then you start the next steps. So the second step is chanting Om 3 times. Third step is praying to Guru. So you chant this mantra: Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmi Shri Gurave Namaha. So you chant this third mantra. That means you are praying to gurus that you're going to start the Panchopachara Puja. The fourth step is praying to Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha, you pray to remove any obstacles or any problems that will arise while you are doing the Panchopachara Puja. So you chant this Vakratunda and you are telling that please keep away all the problems so that I can do my puja successfully without any problem. So you pray to Lord Ganesha. And the fifth one is doing the Panchopachara Puja. That means you are doing the 5-step. I'll go in detail the 5-step after this. And then after you've done the 5 things, you will do the last one where you show the Katpuram, the Sudam 3 times, and then you fall and pray. And after you fall and pray, you can actually sing any song, any bhajan, any Tirumure, up to you. Whichever you have time, you do it. Okay, and fall and pray. That is the 6th one. So now you will go in detail what is the 5 offerings or 5 pancha upachara items that you need to do. Okay, so these are the items. The first one is sandalwood paste. This is sandalwood paste known as sandanam. Okay, this is the first one. And these two, you either can have sandalwood paste or you can have something called akshatam. Akshatam is unbroken rice grains that is you mix it with turmeric, which is in yellow color. Okay, so if you don't have this sandalwood paste, you can use akshatam as well. These two, either one you can take. Second one is flowers. Flowers is the second item that you require. Third item is incense sticks, udbatti. Okay, you can have one, three, up to you, any brand, whatever you have at home. The fourth one is deepam, lamp where you put oil and you put the thread in front, and then you light it up. So this is the fourth item. And fifth item is naivedyam. Naivedyam here can be anything. Can be fruit, can be sweet, can be one apple, one orange, up to you. It does not have to be a feast that you have to cook so many items to do naivedyam. No such thing. The simplest thing you can put is kalkand if you don't have anything at home, or one apple, anything, whatever, chocolate or whatever you have at home. Simple things you can keep for naivedyam. These are the 5 items that you require. I repeat again: either sandalwood paste with rice grains or rice grains. Second one is flowers. Third one is incense stick. Fourth one is deepam, and the fifth one is naivedyam. Okay, so now you will see how you can what you need to do with these 5 items. Okay, the first one I mentioned is sandalwood paste and unbroken rice grains, and all these items are related to the 5 elements that you know: earth, space, air, fire, and water. Okay, so the first one, which is the sandalwood paste, is related to the element earth, because wood and rice all comes from the earth itself. So what you need to do with this is, if you are using sandalwood paste, you take the sandalwood paste and you apply it on the deity that you are, your ishta devata, while chanting. And what you need to chant is, there's 3 things you can chant. Okay, the first one, if you are doing this pancha upachara puja to any of your favorite deity, for example, I'll give you Ganesha. So suppose your favorite deity is Ganesha and you are doing this pancha upachara puja for Ganesha. So what you need to do is, you chant Ganesha's mantra, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, and then you apply the sandalwood paste. If you don't have, you're doing common for everyone, you can chant Samarpayami. Samarpayami meaning, I am offering this to you. Or one more step further, if you can memorize all this, Shugantam, Akshatam, Pushpam, Dupam, Deepam, and Naivedyam, if you can memorize this, you can say Sugantam Samarpayami, or Pushpam Samarpayami, or Akshatam Samarpayami. So there are 3 different ways where you can where you can do chanting. Either one, if you are doing for a Ishta Devata, you chant their mantra. Second, Samarpayami. Third thing, the action plus Samarpayami. So the first one, as I mentioned, if you are using sandalwood paste, that means you apply it on the forehead of the deity. If you are using Akshatam instead, not the sandalwood paste, you put it in front, offer it in front of the deity while chanting. Okay. So the second one is Pushpam. So Pushpam is flowers. So flowers, if you see flowers, normally very colorful flowers, will be very happy. So in this way, you're actually spreading happiness while you are offering the flowers. So how you offer the flowers is, you hold the flower in using your ring finger and then your middle finger, like this, and then you put the flower in between and then hold it with your thumb. Okay, and then you chant, pray, and while you offer, you chant the mantra that I mentioned just now. So ring finger, middle finger here, flower in between here, and hold it with your thumb and then offer it. That's how you offer the flowers. Third one is incense sticks. So when you actually light up the incense stick, the smell that comes out, which surrounds yourself. Okay, by this way, why we light up is, it is believed that you are spreading good values with good smell around yourself, good dharmic values around you. That's why we light up incense stick. Okay, what you have to do is, If you don't know how to light up, please get help from your parents or an elder, your brother or sister, to help you to light it up. So you light up the incense stick, you circulate it clockwise 3 times while chanting. Okay, and then you put it on the stand. That is the third step. Fourth step is lamp, deepam. So when you light up the lamp, you light up fire. Again, if you are not familiar with fire, please get help from your elders. Okay. So what it is believed is, when you light up the fire, you are lighting up your life, and you are, all the darkness and ignorance that you have in you, you are actually burning it. That is the meaning of the lamp. So the same thing what you need to do here is, you ring the bell, you circulate the lamp clockwise 3 times while chanting. That is the fourth step. The fifth step is offering the Naivedyam. So, Naivedyam is food that you give to nourish yourself. So, similarly, you're going to nourish your life. That is the meaning of Naivedyam. You place it in front of the deity, you sprinkle water on it, and you offer it while chanting. That is the fifth step, offering of Naivedyam. So, this is how you do the Pancha Upachara Puja. First, you offer either a sandalwood paste, or akshatam. Second, you offer the pushpam flowers. Third, the incense stick. Fourth, lamp. And the fifth one is Naivedyam, either any fruit, sweet, or anything. Okay, this is the 5 steps for you to do the Pancha Upachara Puja. And after you do this, like I mentioned earlier, you show the Karpuram with the Sudam. Again, 3 times clockwise, you circulate, and you fall and take blessings, and then you can sing songs or any bhajan or any mantra that you have learned. You can do it if you have time. Okay, so this is how every day you can do this. It doesn't take long, maximum 5 minutes it will take for you to do all these steps. Okay, it's a simple puja that you can do it at home easily.
Teacher, I
Any
have a question.
Yes.
Like, what do we chant if we want to chant it for Shiva?
Okay, after this, I will give a list in the list. So I have listed down the deities and then a mantra that you can use to chant. Okay, there's a list coming up in the next few slides. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? No. Okay, let's move on. Okay, next type of way that you can show your devotional practice is by fasting. Okay, there are two things in Hinduism. That is the beauty of Hinduism. There are certain days that you feast. That means you can eat. Like, for example, Deepavali, Makara Sankranti, or Pongal. What will happen? Your parents, your family, we will cook different types of food, and then you feast. You eat different types of food. And there are also days that is suggested for you to fast. That means you eat less or you don't eat at all. So there are days where you feast, and there are also days that you fast, like Ekadasi, Shivaratri. All these days people normally fast. And this fasting, it is not because you want to lose weight. It is not because of that. You fast because you are showing devotion to the Lord on these certain days. And why fasting is important? So, as I said just now, there are some days you feast and some days you fast. So, during a feast, you eat a lot. Even on a daily basis, every day you eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. And finally, what will happen? Your body will get tired. And that's when all these diseases will come in: diabetic, blood pressure, heart problem, all this will come in. So when you actually fast, you're actually giving rest to your body, and so that it works better. Same like how a machine. Imagine a machine, it works 24 hours every day. It just work and run, keep running and running and running. At one point, its spare parts will get loose, it will stop working, the gear will get problem, all this will happen. Similarly, your body inside, all the organs, all your spare parts will get tired if you just keep eating and eating and eating. Okay, so this fasting will help to give your body a rest for it to recover back and then function better next time. So that's why fasting is very good for your body. And also, fasting helps you to refrain yourself from pleasures. So suppose this day today you are fasting, and then your favorite food is KFC, and then you're fasting today, you going in the car and you saw one KFC. Okay, so you actually, even though it's your favorite food, because you know you are actually fasting on the day, you're actually refraining yourself from eating it. So this way you're controlling yourself and your pleasures and limiting yourself. That is another good thing of fasting. Okay, there are different types of fasting. So either if you are doing it for, you are doing it for many years, there are people who can fast. That means they don't eat anything at all from this time to this time, the particular window they don't eat at all. But if you are just starting, this is the first time you're going to fast, it is better if you fast by taking either milk or fruits. That means you don't eat main meal like rice or anything, but you take a glass of milk and then you eat fruits occasionally. That is also a type of fasting. So fasting doesn't mean you don't eat at all. It means that you are controlling yourself. You take something based on your body needs. Some people can last long, some people they'll get tired, because we also go to school, you go to work and everything, so you'll get tired for you to perform your daily activities. So fasting doesn't mean you don't eat at all and then you sleep the whole day. There's no point in fasting. Fasting is you still perform your daily activities, you go to school, you do all your things, and you still do this fasting by taking limited food. Okay, and you also do a different other things like you pray and everything. All this comes under fasting as well. So the next slide is a video, will tell you one type of fasting, which is ekadasi fasting. So this video will share you why people do ekadasi fasting. It's a very famous fasting that normally people will do, how you do it, and what are the do's and don'ts when they do ekadasi fasting. That is the next slide. So it's a 4 minutes slide video, so please watch it quietly, and if you have any doubts I'll ask after that. Okay.
Everything you need to know about Ekadashi. What is Ekadashi? Ekadashi is the 11th lunar day of each of the 2 lunar phases which occur in a Hindu calendar month. It is the day of Lord Krishna and one of the most auspicious days suitable for fasting. According to our history, Ekadashi was a goddess created by Lord Vishnu. She killed the demon Mura, who was the enemy of Lord Vishnu. Being pleased with her, Lord Vishnu granted her the boon that if a person observes the fast of Ekadashi, he becomes free from all sin and the cycle of rebirth. How is Ekadashi fast observed? Ekadashi is to be observed by everyone from the age of 8 to 80. Ekadashi fast is observed from sunrise to sunrise. During Ekadashi, we must try to engage our time in spiritual activities such as remembering the pastimes of Lord Krishna or his various incarnations, reading scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, visiting temples of Lord Krishna and associating with devotees of the Lord, chanting auspicious mantras as many times as possible. For example, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Forbidden foods on Ekadashi. Types of foods we must avoid on Ekadashi are food grains, cereals, pulses and mustard seeds. Anything that may contain traces of any of these should also be avoided. Example, mustard oil or soybean oil. Sesame seeds may be used only on Shatila Ekadashi. Anyone who does not observe the fast and eats grains on Ekadashi is said to eat sin. Types of Ekadashi fast. Ekadashi may be observed in different ways depending on one's age, health and circumstances. The best way to observe Ekadashi is to fast completely without eating or drinking anything. This is called Nirjal fast. It is best done by managing your diet the day before and after Ekadashi to ensure your body manages the process well. If a Nirjal fast is not possible, you may drink water. If you cannot do that, you can take a fruit and milk. Otherwise, you can also consume non-grain vegetarian foods like vegetables, roots, nuts, etc. However, if a devotee feels too weak to properly perform his standard services, it is better that he takes a little non-grain food on Ekadashi and continue with his regular activities. Benefits of Ekadashi. Some of the many biological and spiritual benefits of Ekadashi fasting based on studies are: helps reduce fat so you may sleep better and have lots more energy, detoxify your body and improve metabolism, prevents many diseases by allowing your digestive system to rest so your body has energy to heal, repair and strengthen your immune system, less time eating as an Ashvamedha sacrifice. You are freed from all kinds of reactions to sinful activities. Breaking an Ekadashi fast. Ekadashi fast must be broken next day after sunrise. If you have not observed a Nirjal fast, it should be broken by taking grains. In the case of a Nirjal fast, you can break it with even non-grain items like milk or fruits.
So this video is about Ekadasi fasting. So as you saw in the video, so there are different types of fasting. You either can eat only this item or drink only water, or you can take either milk and fruits. It's based on your body needs. And one important thing they have mentioned is when you fast, it's also important you do other things to show your devoted to the Lord. That means you think, doesn't mean you fast and then you go and do all the bad things. So there's no point of fasting. Okay, so that covers the topic of fasting. Next, we will move on to japa. Japa here meaning oral form of worship. So what you do, you either you chant or you write or you chant it mentally in yourself. Okay, so how this is done is you repeat a certain mantra many times while paying attention to the meaning. And how people normally chant these mantras are, they use something called japa mala, which is a string of beads will have 108. This one will use to count how many times you have chanted. So once you finish 108, you can just turn the bead around and then you chant again 108 times based on how many times you want to chant. So this is like a tool for you to keep track of how many times you are chanting. Okay, another way of doing this type of chanting is known as likita japa. Likita japa is something is similar to how when you are in kindergarten or when you are in school, beginning of your school, your teacher will give you one book. You write A 10 times on the whole page, and then you write B, and then you write APPLE apple 10 times. All this whole page teacher will give you to write. Same concept. What you need to do for Likita Japa is you will write mantra of your favorite deity, your Ishta Devata, as many times as you want in a book. So how you do this Likita Japa is first you have to get a exercise book. It can be any size, a small one or a big one. Normally your school exercise book. Okay, so in that size you take exercise book, and then in the first page you first choose your Ishta Devata. Who's your Ishta Devata? It can be any deity of your choice, Ganesha, Shiva, Krishna, Rama, any one of your choice, and you go and find their mantra. So each deity has their own specific mantra. You go and choose your deity and find the mantra. And then you start writing the mantra in the book. Every day you make a pledge or vow that I will write one whole page of this mantra. When you write, you actually do the chanting, chant together while you write. This way, why this thing this is a very powerful thing to do is when you write, you're actually distancing yourself from everything, all your problems. You are having your own me time, and you are doing it your own quiet time for the 10-15 minutes that you write. You are actually focusing on something and doing it. So it actually helps you to develop focus and concentration, increase your concentration when you do this kind of japa. So it is important, if you make a pledge that I'm going to write 20 times today, or I'm going to write one whole day based on how much time you have in your daily life. So you make a pledge, so every day you repeatedly do it, it will become a habit for you. And once you are done, you close the book, you place it in your altar, and again next day you repeat the same thing again. So this way, one, I mentioned, it will increase your focus, it will increase your concentration, and it will help you to, for that 20 minutes or the 15 minutes you're writing, you'll have a peace of mind. You don't think of any things, problems that you have in your life. So this is the good thing about this Likita Japa. So the next slide, I'm going to show you a list of deities and the mantras that you can use to start this Likita Japa. So this is the list. So these are the most common deities that normally people pray to, and these are the mantras that you can write for each of the deity. So suppose if you are a Shiva devotee, you can write Om Namah Shivaya. If you want to, your favorite Ishta Devata or favorite deity is Krishna, then Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So similarly, there are different types of deity. Suppose your deity that of your choice is not listed here, what you can do, you go to Google, and you can easily Google the deity name and mantra. There will be a list of mantras that will be available online. You can choose whichever which you want to, and you can start your Likita Japa. Okay? Any doubt, any question on this? Any doubt, any question? No? Good. Okay, just now someone asked me what is the mantra for Shiva. So this is the mantra for Shiva, which is Om Namah Shivaya. So there are different types. You can actually go, and if you don't, you can take a screenshot now, or if you want to go and Google later, also fine. Okay. So let's move on. So we have covered japa, puja, fasting, and japa. So the next one is silence. Silence here is known as Mauna Vrata. That means for that particular day, you don't speak at all. And while meaning of not speaking is you don't show any actions or any sign language, and you are just being yourself, and in your mind you will keep chanting the mantra of your favorite deity. So this entire silence in today's world, it's a bit difficult, but if you are disciplined enough and you can do it, then the silence you can do this type of devotion. So how the silence help you is when you don't talk, you're actually focusing on yourself, and in your mind you are thinking before and processing everything in your mind. That is one good thing about silence. If you cannot do this Mauna Vrata, it's very difficult to I cannot talk, I cannot stop talking whole day, I need to talk to someone, very difficult. The least you can do is, at least when you eat, do not talk. This way you are not only observing this Mauna Vrata, but you're also showing respect to the food that is in front of you. Okay. So, and there's also scientific reason why you don't talk while you eat, so that you don't choke yourself. So the least you can do is, whenever you are eating, show respect to the food, finish the food, eat, do not waste the food, finish whatever is on your plate. After you're done, wash your hand, then you go and talk all the stories that you want to talk. This is the least one thing you can do to observe this Mauna Vrata. So there's two ways I have explained. One, you don't talk the entire day. That means you focus only, that means you don't speak at all, and you just chant in your mind. Second way is, at least when you're eating, do not talk. That is one way of showing your devotion and your respect to the Lord for the food that you have received, and you're showing your appreciation for what you have received, showing respect. And once you are done, you can go and talk. Okay, so this is one way of doing this silence. So we have covered puja, we have covered fasting, we have covered japa, and we have covered silence. 4 things. So now we'll move on to the fifth one, which is resolve. Resolve here is meaning making a promise or a pledge. That means you make a promise that I will do this if I get this. That kind of resolve. So, for example, someone who is doing a business, or they are owning a company or anything, so they make a pledge. Suppose I get 100 million ringgit. So what I will do, 10 million ringgit from that 100 million, I will give to charity, or I will build a temple, or I will do this. So this is a pledge that people do. If they get something, they will do this. This is a type of resolve. But one important thing in this resolve is, if you have the 100 million, you are giving the 10 million away, you should not be sad that 10 million is gone. There's no point in this resolve thing. You should be happy with what you have, the balance that you have, and you should be happy to forgiving someone and helping someone the 10 million. That is the important of this entire resolve thing. Another way that people do this resolve is also is when you do this pilgrimage. I'll cover in detail later in the upcoming classes. Is when people visit this place called Varanasi, what they will do is they take a pledge and they will give up a favorite vegetable and fruit of their choice, and they won't eat it their entire life. So it has to be something your favorite. Just because you don't like lady's finger and you cannot go and say that I'm not going to eat lady's finger my entire life. Not like that. It should be something that you like and you love to eat, and you are pledging that I'm giving up. So this way, again, you are actually learning how to give what you have. Okay, this is another way of showing devotion. That means you are taking a pledge, you keeping up to the pledge, and you're observing it in your entire life. So other stories, if you see people take pledge that they will do this thing, like Bhishma in the Mahabharata story, he will actually will take a pledge that he will not get married in his life. Celibacy, he'll take the pledge of celibacy. He will not get married at all till the day he die, and his only pledge was he will take care the he will serve the people of his country. And that's the reason during the Mahabharata war, instead of even though he likes the Pandavas better and understand the dharmic values were in the Pandava side, he will actually be on the side of Kauravas. He will actually help the Kauravas during the war, because he has taken a pledge that he will protect his country. So similarly, they also in this Mahabharata story, in the dice game, when the Pandavas lose, and then when Dushasana tried to disrobe Draupadi and everything, all these bad things will happen. Bhima will actually take a pledge that because you have disrespected us and you have humiliated us, he will take a pledge that he will kill both Dushasana and Duryodhana. He will take a pledge, and at the end of the Kurukshetra war, it will take place. He will actually kill Duryodhana himself and drink his blood. That's the pledge that he would have taken. So there are different types of pledge. Yeah, you make promise based on what you have, and don't promise something that you can't keep up. That is another important thing on in this resolve. Okay. Okay. So we have covered all the things today that I have wanted to cover. So we have seen the different types of devotees, the different types of devotion that those days people do, and then I've also given you examples of all the devotion practice that you can do at home in today's world, and all the different examples. Anyone have any doubts or any questions? Any doubt? If you don't want to, very shy to talk, you can put it in the chat. If I read it, I will help you to answer. Teacher, lit lamp only at the first step or can do it earlier? it is better for you to follow the steps. I mean, you put the akshatam or the sandalwood paste. Second is the flower. Third is the incense sticks. Fourth is the lamp. The lamp is not the big lamp that you have at home, on your altar. This is the different one with the thread one. It's not the big lamp that you have on your altar. So that is the fourth step, and the fifth one is the naivedya. Okay, Pravinesh and Roshan. Okay. Anyone else have any question? What is the meaning of vratas? Vratas is vow. Vow is a type of action. Okay, Tivyana. Anyone else? Any questions? Can do all this right at night time or morning. It's based on you can do it morning, you can do night also, because you'll once you before you go to school you'll do it. After you go to after you come back evening also you can do it, based on your time that you have. If you want to do it night also can, morning also can, or both time also can. Up to you. Okay, Mukesh. Next. Now, Vanish, what is the difference between the mantra you asked to read and Gayatri mantra? They are totally different, no? Gayatri mantra is Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. The mantra I told is Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, and Vakratunda. They are different types of mantras.
Ma,
Okay,
first name last name same மாத்திர சொன்னீங்க தானே?
who is this? Please
First
mute
name
yourself.
என் பேர் மட்டும் போடணும். Last
Okay, Suryan, when can I get my book? Okay, I'll check with office. Okay, we'll check with office when you will get your book. Anyone else have any question? Any doubt? Okay. Okay, let's move on to the exercise. The exercise in your book, I think it is in page 52 if I'm not wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. This is a fill in the blanks exercise. Okay. So I give you, it's 9:29, so I'll take it as 9:30. 9:35 we will discuss the answer. Please don't put the answers in the chat box. We will discuss it together. After this, I'll give you 5 minutes to complete the exercise in the book. Okay. 51. Okay, yes. Thank you, Tivyana. 51. Page 51, fill in the blanks. Anishka,
So we need
teacher.
to write the answer in the book.
Yes, you can write the answers in the book. Those who don't have the book, you can see the slide and then you can write it in a piece of paper and then you can check later. Teacher, we recite the other two mantras that you mentioned previously every morning. Okay, yes. Good. Okay. You don't have to tell me once you complete. Just take 5
Teacher.
minutes. Yes.
What page is the book?
51. 51.
51. Okay.
Okay. Please do the exercise. You don't have to tell me the answers, or you don't have to tell me that you have completed. Just wait till 9:35 and we will discuss the answers. In meantime, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Yes, you can write the answers in the book. Okay, let's discuss the answers. If you know the answers, you can put in the chat while we discuss one by one. Okay. So the first one is special vows to certain deities are called. No. Anyone? No. Special vows to certain deities are called puja vratas. Puja. The answer number one is puja. Number two, we offer naivedya to the Lord, which is also known as food. Correct. Food. Okay. Number three, we can feast on this day, which is the day we can feast. I remember I told about fast and feast. So which are the days? No, Ekadasi is the day we fast, right? Which day do we feast? Makara Sankranti. Correct. Makara Sankranti is like Pongal. Okay. Number three is Makara Sankranti. Number four, in Japa, one's chanting may be no. Both the answers are wrong in the chat. Audible, no. No. In Japa, one's chanting may be mental prayers. Number four is mental prayers. Number five, the discipline of blank vrata help one observe and regulate what one thinks. Number five, the discipline of blank vrata help one observe and regulate what one thinks. Correct. Mauna vrata. The discipline of Mauna vrata helps you regulate what you think. Number six, blank who vowed to kill Duryodhana as Pratigna vrata. Bhima. Right. Bhima vowed to kill Duryodhana as Pratigna vrata. Number seven, customarily a pratigna is made when one visits Varanasi. Right. When one visits Varanasi, the pratigna is made where you give up your favorite food or vegetable. Number eight, blank is the 11th day of lunar cycle, famous for fasting. Yeah, this one is Ekadasi. Ekadasi is the 11th day of the lunar cycle, which is famous for fasting. So I repeat the answers again, 1 to 8. Those who have not got it, please take note. Number one is puja. Number two is food. Number three is Makara Sankranti. Number four, mental. Number five, Mauna. Number six, Bhima. Number seven, Varanasi. And number eight is Ekadasi. Okay. So these are the 8. So we'll quickly have a recap session of what we have learned before we do another exercise which is in your book. Okay. So before we go in detail about the recap, what we have learned today, I want you to remember this phrase called Parama Prema Rupa. Okay, there's a long text here. I will read it and then I'll give you a context of what they are talking about. The ultimate goal for a devotee dedicating all his or her actions to the Lord. Any action that one performs becomes a prayer to the Lord when done with devotion and appreciation that nothing exists apart from Ishvara. It is this attitude that makes the life a continuous process of spiritual growth. Just as wave born of the ocean, sustained by it and resolves back into it, we born from of the Lord, sustained by him and resolves back to him. And like wave never really exists apart from the ocean, we never exist apart from the Lord. So what this entire phrase of Parama Prema Rupa is saying is that the ultimate goal of us is we are showing our action, performing an action, and we are showing our devotion and appreciation for whatever we have to Ishvara, which is your favorite deity or the Lord. So Ishvara is consists of everything, any deity, any Lord of your choice. Okay, and just like how if you go to a beach side, you see a wave coming from deep from the ocean, and it will hit all the stones, all the whatever that all the rubbish that it has. At the end, it will reach the shore. Once it reaches the shore, it will actually the wave actually goes back to the ocean. It doesn't stay in the shore. Same like that, once we are born, we come from Him, which is the Lord. We live a life. We face a lot of problems, trials, your tribulations, whatever, all the problems, all the good things, all the karma that you do, all the good things that you save, or you help people, you be nice, you be respectful to someone. All this will give you good karma. And after all this karma, and the day when you die, you go back to the Lord again, and you, whatever karma that you save, you will live it in your afterlife. So that is the entire purpose of human life. You are born, you come from Him, you live a good life, a dharmic life, you do all the good things, save up all your good karma, you enjoy your life, and then you go back to Him. And you are never apart from Him. That means He lives within you, and you go back to Him. That is the entire meaning of Parama Prema Rupa. So how you do all the good dharmic values and everything that you while you live is all the actions that just now I have taught you. How all the devotional actions that you can do in your life. Okay. So what we have seen today is all these type of devotions. These are those days what people have done, and I also have covered what people have done in today's world. Okay. So these are the things, devotion, 9 types of devotion I've covered. I give you stories, and I will give you one story I never tell just now, which is the Nachiketas one. I will share the link in this chat shortly. Okay. And what we have covered is all the different types of puja and upavasa, which is fasting. This is in puja. We covered the pancha upachara puja. In japa, I taught you what is likita japa. And then Mauna Vrata is not only not talking the entire time, but also when you're eating, you're showing respect to the food and do not talk while you eat. And the last one is Pratiknya, which is taking a resolution, taking a pledge that you will give something if you have this much. So these are the things that we have covered. These are the devotional practices that you can do at home. Okay. So next, what we will do, there is one more exercise in your book, which is the find your words, find the words. So I'll give you another 5 minutes for you to find as many words as you can. And after that, I will share you the answers. You can take a screenshot. For those who have not completed or could not find any of the words, you can refer to it later. Okay, so I give you 5 minutes, 9:44, 9:50, I will show you the answers. Okay. Please start doing the find your words exercise, which is in your book. I've shared the link for you to read the Nachiketa story later after the class ends. Okay, you can just copy and paste it somewhere. Later, you can read it.
Yeah, can you send the link again?
So I put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Okay. sharing the image. Okay, for the answers. So you can take screenshot. For those who have not completed, you can take a screenshot. Those who have completed, so these are the answers. So friendship is in the first row, and then Mauna is on the first row. Second row is Draupadi. Third row, devotion. And third row also got pledge, but in reverse. Then fourth row, there is discipline. There's also beats in reverse and remembering in reverse. And then there is in the fifth row, there's Varanasi. And then sixth row, there's nothing. Seventh row, there's Pratigna and service in reverse. And then the next row has sandalwood. And then the next row has singing. Then there is Ravana, fourth row from bottom. The second last row has praying. And the last row has Shivaratri. So you can take a quick screenshot of this image. Okay. So that's all for today's class. So before we end the class, please switch on your cameras. You can take a photo and then we can end the class. Please switch on your cameras. Switch on and then look at the
Teacher,
camera. Yes.
could you please go back to the slide? Because I haven't clearly gotten the screenshot. The virtual slide, because I haven't clearly gotten the clear snap.
You see now? Done?
Can you zoom in?
Want to zoom some more?
No, it's okay. Fine. Thank you.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 So switch on your camera, look at the camera and smile. I have 3 pages, so keep smiling while I take your picture. Those who have not switched on your camera, please switch on your camera. Smile. Come closer to the camera. Those who are sitting a bit far. Okay, smile. 1, 2, 3. Wait, keep smiling, keep smiling. I have to take 3 times. Smile, smile, smile. One more. Okay, keep smiling. Okay, thank you. Hariom. See you next class.
Thank you, teacher. Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye,
See you,
teacher.
bye,
Bye,
teacher.
teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Thank you, teacher. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher. Bye, teacher.